All right, we got a Friday bonus Chainlink video. Surprise, mother. We're gonna look at Link on the bigger picture. Starting off, I'll give my general thoughts on Link and maybe altcoins in general. A little bit of overview, and then be sure to check us out on Monday for our next Bitcoin and market overview video. Mondays and Thursdays, all day, every day. Just Mondays and Thursdays. So we're looking at Link. What do? We wick down all the way to 530. Is that the bottom? Nobody knows where the bottom is. Do we have a chance that that's the bottom? Of course, right? That's what you want to be looking for the potential of a bottom is a capitulation type volume, which the highest volume, the highest red cell volume since you guessed it a year ago, almost to the day. Sell volume back in May. Where do we wick to is kind of our previous all-time highs, very close to it, right? That was 510 way back in June of 2019. Also, similar kind of price action right here. The high there, kind of around that $5 level, right? The high here, right around the $5 level, right? So these previous kind of local tops were, a lot of people, early investors, that's where they took some profits initially, right? So you went a long, many years on some of these coins to start getting into, bigger profits. So that's kind of where you'll ultimately come back to at the, towards the end or a bottom of a bear market. So are we done? Nobody knows. Do we have the potential to be done? Yes. Right. You want to look for, obviously the volume is important to ending a trend or beginning a trend. That's about it. Right. So other than that, the volume's not a whole lot of use. But we do have a weekly press outside of the Bollinger Band, the weekly Bollinger Bands, which is also kind of what you kind of want to look for. We're under the 200 week, which usually you're going to hit that on a lot of altcoins at the bottom of a bearish market. So recovery levels. What step one is going to be re-overtaking the 200 week, which is right now about $11. It'll probably be around 11. Probably stay around there. So for our move up, we can move up another 50% until we really have some major weekly resistance, right? That's our next major stop on the bigger picture. Now for the smaller picture, let's go look at the daily, right? So what we want to look for, moving forward on the daily, right? So we nice, long tail, what you want to look for, right? The buyers stepping back in, buying it up, a push outside for several days, the bottom of the Bollinger Band, right? We haven't had that in a considerable amount of time, right? Multiple days outside of the Bollinger Bands, a hard press outside, recovery, and then see a nice follow through to the upside. So what we want to look for next is our moving averages. That's the 8 EMA and the red there. That's 837 right now. So what we want to do is start climbing back up the stairs. Overtake your moving averages, close above them. You need to close above them, not just wick and not just one close. You want two candles really to confirm that break. So right here, you see we closed above and right back below. You want to see two candles closing above moving averages, then you can set your sights on the next moving average, and not until then. Two daily candles. Sometimes you'll get a daily candle that goes right through both moving averages. That would be great, right? So that next one, as of today, right, these will change. You need to check these day to day if you're, super concerned about the day to day. Just above $10. It should be right around 10, coming this weekend. So if we really get super bullish across, Bitcoin, a lot of altcoins will recover a little bit more substantially. So I'll be watching that. Your moving averages, close two candles, right? So potentially, we have 2 days until the weekly closes. So two candles are possible above the 8, right? We got some work to do to get there. So from current prices, we got 13% till we even hit there, 830, 838, right? So that should be your sights to be setting. Other than that, the market in general, Bitcoin, right, had a nice capitulation wick, right? This looks even more ready to move to the upside, right? That's exactly what you want to see. Looking at the volume on Bitcoin, right? Super sell volume for back to back, right? We looked at the weekly. We talked about this yesterday in our Bitcoin video. If you haven't watched that, go check that out, right? The highest weekly sell volume again since back in last May. Nice recovery so far. What we ideally we'd like to see maybe around 32K, kind of close back around this close, right? This closed at 31.7. If we could close back there, that would be excellent, because we wicked down, random levels a couple times. So if we could somehow manage to close higher than this close, that would be pretty bullish in my book. So that's what I'd be watching for a lot of altcoins, especially for Link to recover. Bitcoin's got to come up, get bullish, show that it's okay and stable, at least for temporarily. And then, you'll see a lot more action. Mana right now, $1.08, up 53% today. Substantial recovery. You want to note this. Coins that are performing well at the gun, right, at the start, will likely continue for the rest of the market. Coins that are slacking behind, which is not really many today, you want to watch that. Coins that are up, Litecoin's up 10%. Doge, the 5 Ds of dodgeball, dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. Any coin that's up, more than average, want to take note of that. Maybe make a little post-it note, type it in your phonesies, write in your diary or journal to your boyfriend, whatever. That's what you want to watch. But on a bigger scale, watch your moving averages for Link on the daily, on the hourly, even, right? You can even go to the hourly if you're real interested, right? Multiple closes, but hourly's not as concrete. But on the hourly, what you'd really like to see is stay above this median Bollinger Band, right? That's kind of the more bullish section of the Bollinger Bands, is that top section. So hold the 21, right? Then, if you start to do that, you zoom out, right? And then you want to do that on the daily, on the 4 hour, you can do all that stuff. So that's what you want to be looking for. So on Link, on the 5-day Gaussian channel, I know you were itching to see that. So yeah, we're still red. We're red on pretty much everything. We're red on Bitcoin even. Who cares? Buying at the bottom of the Gaussian channel, at least dollar cost averaging, is always a pretty smart bet. The next bull market, cheat sheet. When the Gaussian channel on Bitcoin turns green again, guess what? Bull market. Historically, it's done it every time. After you turn from green to red after a big run up, then you turn back green again, your price is obviously going to be much higher than it is now, because you have to move this back to the upside. So we could be in for the long haul here. We're probably looking at least a year until this maybe turns back green. Just telling you now, right? Otherwise we'd have to have almost like a pandemic kind of recovery, a V-shaped recovery to really turn that out before. I mean, look at the time frame at the bottom here, right? So for Bitcoin, let's look at that real quick, right? We just turned red, but it's not leaning down as much as Link is, right? Or a lot of altcoins, I should say. We've even wicked off the 200 MA down here, so that's another maybe a positive silver lining there. But what we want to do to turn this around quickly is we have to overtake these moving averages. So we're going to have to really be probably well on our way to 50K, if not a little bit higher, to really start flattening this out and turn it around. So you could still see that maybe potentially could happen this year, late this year, fall, Q4. But just, the big picture, just trying to get your mindset that, likely it's going to take some time to turn this ship around. No guarantees that the low is in, but we have the makings of that happening. So going back to Link on the 5-day, once, the cheat sheet on any altcoin, once you're red on the 5-day, you want to wait for it to turn back green, price action on top, and it's full going explosion time. Okay. So anytime that's happened, red, right, doesn't happen right away, red to green. And here comes the next run. Okay. So hopefully you'll make it to that line, that point in time. Could be a ways away, could be 6 months, 12 months, longer, right? Just, you're here for the long haul. That's what you should be. I appreciate you watching this far. If you have, thumbs up, like, Telegram if you want more content, if you want more daily updates, different altcoins, check us out there. Patreon. Car of the day, Bentley Bentayga, the SUV Bentley, and the only color that should be allowed, diamond white on black wheels, my favorite. For luxury cars like Rolls Royce, Bentleys, Mercedes, even BMWs, I love white. That's just me. White on black is like my favorite color scheme for ultra luxury. For supercars, we all know it's yellow. You should know that by now. All right, quote of the day. The sun, the earth, love, friends, our very breath are parts of the banquet. Good luck. All right, I'll catch you on Monday. Be there. Market update. Monday. Happy Friday link bonus video. Thumbs up if you're watching. If you like the bonus. Maybe we'll do more little bonus Friday videos occasionally. Don't get too comfy.